Are they doing?
In a cold one, headphones on, game day begun. Dialing up the podcast crew for the sports lowdown, me and you. Trash talking sports from coast to coast. Every game, every win, every boast. From the gridiron to the diamond, we break it down, leave no stone unturned. Defiant. And hits, goals and runs, we cover it all, having tons of fun, debating plays, calling out the fouls, racing hearts and heated growls. Trash talking sports from coast to coast. Every game, every win, every boast. From the gridiron to the diamond, we break it down, leave no stone unturned. Defiant. And scores, predictions bold, stories told, legends unfold. Nothing's off limits, we speak our minds, leaving all the haters behind. Trash talking sports from coast to coast. Every game, every win, every boast. From the gridiron to the diamond, we break it down, leave no stone unturned. Defiant. So tune in now, don't miss the show. Let the good times flow. From the hardwood to the ice, we're serving up the truth with a side of spice.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday, fun day. Welcome to Unnecessary Roughness right here on the Nonsensical Network. If you're not already, go and give us a follow. We are everywhere: Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok. Shows live Monday through Sunday. And you can listen anytime, any place, wherever you listen to podcasts at, all at the Nonsensical Network. Or go to bio.link/Nonsensical Network. Give us a follow, give us a like, give us a share if you'd be so kind. We'd greatly appreciate that. And don't forget to check out Beauty and the Beard Creative Corner. She is on Facebook and Instagram. She does all of our swag, all of our nonsensical gear and whatnot. You can get your very own, or you can get your own personalized stuff. If you want something on a shirt, let her know, and she will do it for you. Or a cup.
You didn't even know what fucking day it was.
It's Sunday.
You did. You almost got that wrong. At the beginning, you stumbled over that.
I said happy Sunday, Monday.
Don't argue with me.
Yeah.
You suck.
Yeah, Rick said I stumbled. Oh, I didn't know what day it was.
Don't argue with me. You suck.
You don't know what you're talking about, she said. You suck. You suck at life, bro.
I do. I do.
His invitation back yet.
What's that?
He still hasn't earned his invitation back.
I'm good with that.
No.
Bunch of Pittsburgh Squealer fans around. I don't need to be around all that fucking nonsense. I don't need that negativity in my life, okay?
I don't need that toxicity in my life.
You're right. Toxic atmosphere. We're all going to fucking have some shit to say.
Right?
Still living with the
Oh.
fucking steel curtain, like it's the fucking current times. Come on now.
Hey man, they could.
When
they
Bill
could wind
Cowher
up
was
with
our head coach, we were a dominant football team.
they could wind up with Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh.
That would
How
be the
crazy
ultimate.
how crazy is that to think? Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, and who is the other quarterback that's floating around out there? Another big name. Are currently technically quote unquote unemployed right now. Like they don't have a team as of right now.
Wilson didn't get re-signed.
Not yet, because Pittsburgh just they just met with Aaron Rodgers the other day.
Oh, I thought Wilson was still under contract because they let Fields go.
I wish I had $1,000.
Why?
That's how much she's selling her engraving, laser engraving machine.
Wow. I get he might technically still be quote unquote under contract, but he hasn't like re-signed anything or done anything.
Auburn is imploding on themselves in this softball game right now. Absolutely falling the fuck apart.
I can't remember who the other name was that's out there. However, ladies and gentlemen, if you are in need for a quarterback, Ryan Tannehill and Carson Wentz are available.
Are they still floating around? Jesus fuck.
I just seen that. The other, huh?
I'm up to $19.
Okay.
I'm honestly not surprised that Aaron Rodgers is still floating around. He's way past his prime.
Well, the thing with Aaron Rodgers is like he's like, if somebody doesn't sign me, then I'm just gonna retire. But then there's also that like, what are you gonna get from Aaron Rodgers? Is Aaron Rodgers past his prime, and is he bad, or was it just the fact that he was on the Jets team and the Jets?
I don't know that I would ever say
disgusting.
He's bad. I don't think that I could ever say Aaron Rodgers is bad because he's absolutely not a bad quarterback by any stretch of the imagination. He is. I think his biggest struggle is that he hasn't been able to evolve with the league and the fact that the league is not a pocket quarterback league anymore. And Aaron Rodgers is 1,000% a pocket quarterback.
Oh, that's who's still out there floating around. Sam Darnold didn't.
Sam Darnold got signed with the Raiders, didn't he?
No, he's with Seattle. Never mind.
Oh, yeah.
He's with Seattle.
I can't believe Minnesota let him go.
Dude, they are putting their faith and everything in JJ next season, which is kind of wild. I mean,
yeah, considering they haven't seen him fucking do anything yet. He hasn't even played a snap yet, has he?
Just in preseason because he got hurt in the preseason.
That's what I'm saying. Like he hasn't played a regular season snap yet, and that just baffles me.
And
they had him, what, 4 more years on his rookie contract?
Yeah.
And you didn't want to extend Sam Darnold 2 or 3 years to give him a chance? Like, you're just going to be like, oh, fuck it. Your ankle looks good to us. Here you go. In you go. Or
right.
What the fuck was it he did to himself?
I think it was ACL or something like that.
Like, either way, like, you could have easily done Sam Darnold on a 2 to 3 year contract. Because JJ's still on a rookie contract, and you chose not to, and now JJ is going to come in, and it's going to be all on his fucking shoulders. And this is what I hate about the way the NFL does their quarterbacks.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? I'm looking at Minnesota's roster right now, and their roster, they only have one quarterback on the roster, and it's JJ. They don't have a quarterback 2 or a quarterback 3 on the roster.
I think they're going to draft one, to be honest with you. But they're not going. They don't have a great draft pick.
Yeah, I was going to say they got late.
They pick way down.
I will say, shout out to Cleveland. I mean, they brought back an Ohio boy, an Ohio native, Jerome Baker.
One more year, bro.
The other day.
One more year for you. One more year for you. That's what Watson's got left on his contract. One more year. You got one more year of that bullshit.
See, that's the other thing. Like, you know, we signed Kenny Pickett. Woo! He's not Deshaun Watson, but he's still Kenny Pickett.
Did you see Jameis Winston got picked up as a starter?
Yeah, he's the Giants, man. I'm happy for J-Mo,
Yeah.
man. That's
Hey,
my
go
guy.
to the NFC, thank God.
Yeah, I'm excited for him. That's my guy. I'm happy to see he got not only a fucking signed somewhere else, but he's a starter. So I mean,
Yeah, that's fucking stellar for him.
Yeah. No, the Browns signed Jerome Baker. They got him from Tennessee or Seahawks, but he's an Ohio native, so he went to high school here in Ohio. He was one of the top tier high schools, won a state championship. He went to Ohio State, and now he's back home in Ohio, and he's pretty stoked.
I don't doubt it.
Linebacker. I think he's a linebacker, I believe. He's not like a superstar player or anything like that, but he's one of those guys that gets out there and does his job. And he's a pretty decent all around player, looking at his stats and whatnot. But yeah, that's kind of I can't believe that once again, Aaron Rodgers is kind of holding the NFL hostage with his fucking drama because teams are trying, like they're waiting to see what he's going to do before they make decisions. Like, like the whole Russell Wilson thing. Is he going to stay in Pittsburgh or is he going to leave and go to Cleveland? Because I guess that's become his landing spot. But they're waiting to see what Aaron Rodgers is going to do. Is Aaron Rodgers going to go to Pittsburgh and then Pittsburgh going to let Russ go and then Cleveland pick him up? Or does Russ stay in Pittsburgh because Rodgers decides that he wants to retire? Dude, that's the thing that kills me. I'm so over as good of a quarterback as he is or he was, whatever. I am so over every offseason the fucking Aaron Rodgers drama and just everything. Now, like I said, once again, he did it with the whole Jets situation. He kind of had the NFL held hostage, holding their breath to see what Aaron Rodgers is going to do. And I'm sorry, there's so many other quarterbacks in the league that are better than him.
Home run.
At the end of the day.
Was it a 2-run bomb? I do believe that was a 2-run bomb for Texas.
Nice.
They went from losing 2-0 to being up 8-2.
Damn.
In the bottom of the second. So
not a whole
on
lot
the
else.
street is Steph Diggs works out with the Patriots.
I seen that.
Yeah. Ty Conklin to the Chargers.
Kind of surprised that after one season he's a one and done. And
I think he was
Houston
2 down there, wasn't he?
I thought he was just one.
Either way, he got hurt too, though.
Yeah, he was out most of the season because he was hurt.
Brandon Cooks back to the Saints.
Whoa.
What?
Devin Fitzgerald visited Michigan. Larry Fitzgerald's son. Yeah.
Offensive tackle Cam Robinson signing with the Texans.
Ooh, fancy. Yeah, not a whole lot going on NFL wise. I mean, outside of the couple quarterback situation of where they're going, where they're not going. And like I said, surprisingly out of nowhere, a name popped up this week for a lot of teams was Ryan Tannehill. And I'm not going to poo-poo on Ryan Tannehill, but he's not like a guy that I think of. But he's got some pretty good damn numbers. I was looking at his stats and stuff.
Surprisingly, he does.
Yeah, he's got some pretty good numbers. Yeah, not much going on in the world of the NFL.
Boy, the Bengals spent some fucking money to keep chasing Higgins, didn't they? Jesus Christ. Almost $200 million between the two of them. Holy fuck.
Oh, man. So they came out. Let me see if I can find this. They came out. Dude, the Bengals fucking screwed over Higgins with his contract.
Did they really?
Yeah. Supposedly the Browns are pursuing Brandon Ayuk again.
I thought he just re-signed. Oh no,
Well,
that was you.
He signed last year. He signed a 4-year deal with San Francisco, but remember all last season.
I was thinking Juszczyk just got
Francisco.
re-signed.
Yeah, he wanted out of San Francisco, and all that started right back up again as soon as the offseason hit, and San Francisco was like, "Do whatever the fuck you want to do, bro." Former NFL quarterback Chase Daniels has recently voiced strong criticism of the Cincinnati Bengals, particularly regarding their contract negotiations with T. Higgins. This comes after Higgins signed a lucrative 4-year, $115 million contract extension, which has raised concerns about its financial implications and the tactics employed by the Bengals. Bengals' dirty deal with T. Higgins lacks security. Chase called out the Bengals for their handling of Higgins' contract, describing it as a dirty move. While the deal was initially reported as 4-year, $115 million extension, new details reveal that it offers Higgins little financial security beyond the first season. Higgins traded a fully guaranteed $26.16 million franchise tag and the chance at unrestricted free agency in 2026. For a contract that is, in practical terms, a 1-year commitment from the Bengals. The deal includes $20 million offseason roster bonus in 2025, but this amount is not guaranteed. Higgins must remain on the roster 5 days after signing to collect it. Additionally, his $13.8 million base salary for 2025 is also not guaranteed. And he has a $2 million active per game bonus, meaning his total payout depends on his availability.
Okay, so they said the Bengals covered their ass, is what they did.
Yeah.
And T. Higgins' agent is a fucking moron.
Yeah, so they say
So that's what it boils down to. You can't be mad at the Bengals. They did everything to cover their ass. You need to be mad at T. Higgins' agent for being a fucking retard.
Yeah, no, that's what Chase is saying. Like they did him dirty, but they said
they only did him dirty in the aspect they're covering their ass to not have to pay out money if he has a temper tantrum and decides he's not going to play, which he was on the verge of doing.
Yeah, the only fully guaranteed money in the contract at signing is a $10 million 2026 offseason roster bonus, but it comes with offset language. If the Bengals cut Higgins after one season, any money he earns from a new team would reduce their financial obligations. Yes, I mean, yeah, like
they're covering their ass.
The contract essentially is a year-to-year option.
Yeah.
So if he has an off season this year, the Bengals go,
bro. Not even mad at the Bengals for it. Not even mad at the Bengals for it. In fact, probably one of the smartest moves I've seen a team make in the last 5 years. You guys should have done the same thing with Deshaun Watson. But alas, you just gave him the keys to the building and said, "Here's the deed to the fucking team," and here you go.
I know, I wish somebody would fucking run him over with a goddamn bus at the end of the day.
He needs to get hit by a carrot truck or some shit.
What's going on, Wally? Dude,
it's just like
sad. What up, man?
Who's sad?
This goofy bitch.
I don't know who it is, so.
She's one of that old dead bitch that fucking hangs all over Tony's nuts. She had like, we don't even address these idiots anymore, and she still pops into the comments with like pukey faces or laughing emojis. It's like she's just a stat.
What platform is she on?
Twitch. She's on Twitch, YouTube. She just randomly pops. Like I said,
Where's she at now?
Oh, right now she's on Twitch. Like, we don't even associate with these fucking losers yet. They still.
I'm pretty sure that's the one that might have messaged me when we first got together.
I don't know. Well, she's just a sad old woman.
Whatever. I'm not gonna address the trolls. Don't feed the trolls. Let's move on with the sports talk. Fuck them.
But no, what?
Is that the one whose husband is dead or died? Or
yeah, he got cancer and died or something.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of a bummer But
I said at one point in time, I said, "You're such a bitch that your husband preferred to get cancer than deal with your dumbass."
wow, that's kind of fuckers.
But nonetheless,
Either way, moving on with the sports talk. No, I'm like the Bengals made a good choice. To be honest with you, because look at what T. Higgins did last year. He was not the go-to guy. He was not.
No.
He was not there. He was not the guy they counted on to be the guy, and he just wasn't.
And I think a lot of that had to do with the fact for Higgins, because he has been wanting to get a contract from Cincy, or he's won it out for the last couple seasons. And
yeah, but he's not playing like he wants a contract. That's the pisser. He's playing like he wants out.
Yeah, exactly. And I say this, and I've said this about T. Higgins from Jump Street. Any other team, for the most part, he's a wide receiver one.
I don't know about that. I don't think he is.
He has the unfortunate luck, or the fortunate luck, of being with the Cincinnati Bengals, and he's playing behind Jamar Chase. And say what you want to say about Jamar Chase,
he's better than Higgins.
He's one of the top tier wide receivers in the league.
Well, but so here's the thing: like Higgins should have had a better season because he already had time with Burrow. Like they've played together for a couple seasons now. Like he should have already mastered the chemistry where Burrow made him his go-to, one of his go-to guys, and he never did. So now having to fucking I don't know that I would say T. Higgins is a wide receiver one on another team. I really don't think he is.
Oh, let's see. I just want to see 2024, he played in 12 games, had 73 receptions, 911 yards. He was averaging 75 yards a game.
Those aren't wide receiver one numbers, bro.
Yeah, 12 and a half. Well, no, I say any other team, he's a wide receiver one, but he's doing these numbers behind Jamar Chase, which is their go-to guy. I mean,
but he only played 12 games in the season's how long, bro? And that regular season is how many games?
It's 18 games, but I mean, yeah, you got injured or got whatever. I mean,
he barely played a half.
He's only had 2 1,000-yard games or seasons.
Yeah, and
but he also this year he had more touchdowns than he's had in any season. He had 10 tutties this season.
What's hurting him is 75 yards a game, bro. Yeah. You can't be even wide receiver twos are averaging more than that. On most teams.
Yeah, I mean Chase this season, Jamar Chase was 100 yards a game. Last season he was 76. Like this is his first 100-yard a game season since he's been with Cincinnati.
But he's only been there 2 years.
He's been there. This will be his 5th year.
For Chase?
Yeah.
No way, really?
Yeah, he came in 2021.
Wow. Even still,
he came in the year after Burrow.
I just don't see him. I don't see Higgins being that wide receiver one, especially you got a team like Cincinnati who doesn't have a scrambling quarterback per se. Joe Burrow is not a runner. He's not a Mahomes. He's not a Josh Allen.
He don't have time. He don't have time. You don't have time because as soon as they snap the ball, the defense, the other team's defense is in his face.
His O-line's fucking letting him down. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you have a quarterback who's not capable of scrambling, your fucking passing numbers, your receiving yards should be higher.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like he's eating up the yards scrambling for him because he's obviously not. It would be different if he was averaging 75 yards a game with Lamar Jackson or Mahomes or Josh Allen as the quarterback because they're making up that other 25 yards per game on their feet. Joe Burrow's not. So
okay, would you say Cooper Kupp is the top tier wide receiver?
I don't know if I'd call him a wide receiver one. Cooper Kupp to me is a Cole Beasley. He's a slot receiver. That's what he is. He's good for he's like a McCaffrey, Cole Beasley. He's good for your short over the middle quick passes to get 8 yards and get towards the first down. He's not the guy you're going to drop a 45-yard bomb to. I don't think that's Cooper Kupp at all.
Who would I just want to see who would, in your opinion, who would be like a top tier wide receiver one in the league right now, in your opinion?
Well, you got guys like CD Lamb. CD Lamb is going to get down the field fucking fast, and he's going to make it happen.
He just got a payday too. Shout out to CD.
Yeah, good. He fucking needs it. Now he just needs to talk Jerry Jones into letting go fucking Dak Prescott so he can get a quarterback in there that'll utilize him the way it needs to be done.
So based off of what you said about CD Lamb,
Godwin in Tampa, wide receiver one all day long. Clutch guy, good for 20-yard passes all day long. With yak yards.
So CD Lamb. Now, granted, he has had over 1,000 yards receiving the last 4 years, whatever. But he's only had one season. And that was 2023, where he was averaging more than 100 yards a game receiving. Outside of that, 58, 68, 79, and then last season he was averaging 79 yards a game. His average reception was 11.8, and he had 6 tutties. And he had 1 for 65. So,
you know why though?
His stats are actually, and he played in 15 games.
But look at why.
I'm just saying.
Look at who else. Look at you got Dak Prescott, who can't complete the passes half the time. B, you got Dak Prescott, who doesn't look for his wide out one for a pass. He looks for his tight end or a running back that's in the open or something like that. Dak Prescott doesn't utilize his wide receivers the way they should be utilized. He doesn't have the eye to find him down the field.
Godwin's stats from last season aren't good to look at because he only played 7 games because he was injured. Mike Evans.
When he did play, there you go. Mike Evans. Mike Evans is another one. He's a wide receiver one all day.
Okay.
Look at what him and Baker Mayfield are doing.
Yeah. Again, Mike Evans last season only had 90 yards more than what T. Higgins had, and his average per game
over his study counts.
He had 1 more touchdown than Higgins.
And what was his yak? What were his yak yards?
He averaged 13.6 a carry.
That's a big fucking.
Which is right up there with Higgins last season. So I mean the numbers that you say Higgins isn't a wide receiver one, but he's putting up comparison, or his numbers are
comparable numbers.
To CD, to Evans, which two guys that you said were wide receiver one. And in my opinion, Higgins has a better quarterback than CD Lamb does.
Without a fucking doubt there's no doubt about that.
When Joey B isn't getting killed.
I would love to see somebody like CD Lamb go play for somebody like Aaron Rodgers when he was still with Green Bay, or play for Justin Herbert. Somebody like that, a quarterback who's going to get him that ball. I bet you CD Lamb's numbers would be 150% better than what they are right now.
Yeah.
I bet every game for CD Lamb would be 100 plus yards if he went to the right team with the right quarterback. And that's the thing with T. Higgins. He's got too many people that he's trying to compete for fucking yards with on that team.
That's why I said he goes to another team. He's say he goes to it just right off the top of my head, because I don't think that they have a definitive wide receiver one in like New York or New England or whatever. He goes there, he becomes a legit wide receiver. I mean, look at Jerry Jeudy. He was all right in Denver, and then last year without really technically a quarterback in Cleveland, Jerry Jeudy had one of the best seasons of his career last season.
But he was really the only wide receiver for Cleveland.
Yeah. I mean, you
have to put T. Higgins in a situation where he literally is the only wide receiver one, where he's not competing. Where he's not a 1/2. That's the thing with Higgins and Chase. They're 1/2. They can be a 1, but they have to play second fiddle to each other constantly back and forth.
And it's just unfortunate for Higgins that he has to compete against one of the best receivers in the league, being Jamar Chase.
Yeah, but that would have been the same thing if you'd have sent him somewhere like Seattle when Russ was still there and he was good, and he had Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf. What's Higgins going to do? He's got to split. It's like you see it all the time with the battle of the running backs, where they share the duty behind the line. The running backs are their yardage is falling under that 1,000-yard season, unless they're getting the yards after contact, because they're splitting that fucking task. And that was the big thing. That's why Diggs left Buffalo, because he didn't want to have to share that fucking task. And he was, so his numbers were suffering.
Yeah, so he goes to Houston where he still has to share. Because,
Well, but see, when he went to Houston, he didn't expect guys like Tank Dell to fucking suddenly come out of nowhere and be a wide receiver one and stuff like that. You know, nobody would have seen Tank Dell having the season he had up until he got hurt. Nobody. And nobody would have figured CJ Stroud was going to have as good a season as quarterback as he did.
You go in there and you go into where is Tank? Oh, he's injured. You go into Houston. Hurt. You go into Houston and they got Tank Dell. They got Nico Collins, who has been good. And
he's been solid. I wouldn't say good. Yeah. He hasn't been standout receiver-ish.
No, but he's done his and then they also have Christian Kirk, which again, not a superstar, but a playmaker.
So not standing out like a Zay Flowers or somebody like that. Yeah. But he's there. He's there in a clutch.
Yeah, he is. And Nico Collins has been, he came into the league in 2021, 22, something like that. And he's been solid for Houston since they drafted him.
He's been respectably, his numbers are respectable. Mm-hmm. And for a team like Houston, who doesn't have a standout wide receiver one, he fits the bill.
Yeah, so I mean, you step on things like, I don't want to share the limelight. Okay, go to Houston, where you got surprisingly Tank Dell. You got Nico, who's already solidified himself as a wide receiver in Houston. And then you got Christian Kirk. And again, no shade on Christian Kirk. He had a pretty good run in Jacksonville. He's a playmaker at the end of the day. He's not gonna.
He had a good run in Jacksonville. He didn't have the quarterback to do it, and he didn't have the head coaching to do it.
Yeah,
he comes into Houston where they've got a good coach and they're fucking at the helm. Surprisingly enough, Houston has a really good coach. I'm really impressed with what he was able to do this season.
Yeah, they got a really good coach, and they did some work last offseason, and they gotta give Houston credit, man. They put together a pretty solid team.
They went on a playoff run. They went on a playoff run with CJ Stroud, who nobody thought was going to be anything.
It's 2 years in a row. CJ's been in the playoffs.
Yep.
Yeah. And with Ohio State's track record with producing terrible NFL quarterbacks, I don't think anybody expected CJ to be. And shout out to CJ, man, he's killing it.
Yeah, Ohio State is known for a great looking quarterback in college, but a bust in the NFL. Yeah, absolutely 1,000. Now they're also known for stellar wide receivers in the NFL that come out.
Yeah,
with the exception to Marvin Harrison Jr. Marvin Harrison Jr., in my opinion, is the biggest bust out of Ohio State since Craig Krenzel.
And he's a dickbag too. Like he's not a good person.
Cocky. Yeah, he rides his dad. He's not. His dad was amazing, and he was apparently the nicest fucking guy willing to work on a team. Junior, nothing like his dad.
Yeah,
thinks his name's going to carry him everywhere, and he's totally a fucking bust. Now you got. Here's another one, a wide receiver out of Ohio State that looks at Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yeah,
he's a great dude. That kid came out of Ohio State and has made a name for himself in the NFL, and that's why I'm excited to see Emeka Egbuka come out too. I think he's going to be another one who's going to do good. However, Cade Stover, he's another one. I don't think Ohio State and Will Howard. I don't think Will Howard's going to fucking make it.
No, I don't know, man. I think that's a lot of hype and that's about the extent.
And somebody can argue Justin Fields. I dare somebody to say Justin Fields. I dare him because he got his experience in Georgia. He did not get it in Ohio State. He got it in Georgia. So, Justin Fields. Justin Fields is not a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. He's barely a top 10 if you look at it.
Yeah, no, and again, under the right circumstances, under the right coaching, maybe Justin Fields will be. I mean, he wasn't terrible in Chicago.
No,
again,
he wasn't.
Is it Justin Fields or is it Chicago? Because look what happened.
He went through
season.
3 head coaches in Chicago.
Yeah, look what happened last season.
He got the raw end of the fucking deal in Chicago.
Chicago. We got Caleb Williams. We're gonna win it all. And then they just ate shit because Chicago is trash.
Let me put this scenario on you. Take Justin Fields and put him in Chicago under Lovie Smith when guys like Brian Urlacher were still playing. Do you think Justin Fields is a top tier quarterback at that point?
At that point, I would definitely give him. I think so. Lovie Smith.
I think Lovie Smith would have helped him tremendously, and they would have given him the defense to keep the score down for Fields to make the mistakes and learn from them.
Mm-hmm.
That was the biggest thing, is he never had a defense that was keeping the score. To learn from your mistakes, you have to have a chance to correct them after you make them. The problem is in Chicago, he would make that mistake and then the defense would let the other team score. So he was forever behind the 8 ball trying to play catch up. Never had that opportunity to learn from it. And that's the problem with a lot of these quarterbacks that are coming out of college right now and that are being thrown right into it. Caleb Williams is in there. Trevor Lawrence, the same fucking thing with Trevor Lawrence. They're behind the 8 ball constantly. They had zero development time, and that's what Nick Saban has said 100 fucking times on McAfee. These quarterbacks need that development time in the NFL. They cannot come out of college and go straight into the pros and expect to fucking just be a force to be reckoned with. One in every year, almost every team picks quarterback from college. Almost every team in the NFL grabs quarterback at some point through the draft. And how many of those quarterbacks come out and are a fucking CJ Stroud, a fucking
Jaden Daniels just didn't want. Even Bo Nix had a
two last year.
Yeah, I was gonna say even Bo Nix had a really good season in Denver, and
he really didn't have a lot to work with, but neither did Jaden Daniels. Both of them got handed basically a shit sandwich and said, "Take a bite and tell us it tastes good," and they did.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. Like, I know you and I both had the conversation about Denver just being an ass team, and all of a sudden here comes
Bo Nix just brought some life to it.
Yeah, man.
And I think you finally got, because they've got what's his nuts from the Saints as their coach. Why am I drawing a blank on his name?
Oh, Sean Payton.
Yeah. Sean Payton finally got rid of the toxicity that was around him when he first came there and was able to really focus on the team. Because coming out of the Saints, he was coming off of Drew Brees. He was coming off of the scandal for headhunting. Like, he had so much toxicity that followed him his first 2 seasons, and that finally blew over, and he was able to coach. And look at what he did. He created a Denver Broncos that functioned like a New Orleans Saints when they were on a fucking terror.
Yeah,
that team's on the rise.
I wish somebody would headhunt Deshaun Watson.
Right?
Can I get rid of that cancer?
I mean, they're both AFC, aren't they? So you might get it. Send a letter to Sean Payton, encrypted. Yeah. Hey, man, I will serve you DW's head on a platter.
Yeah. Just shoot Sean an email real quick. I got him in my catalog. Hey, Sean, what's going on, buddy?
Just reach out. Hey, man, you remember what you did in New Orleans? The not so awesome stuff. Can we pull that off when you play Cleveland? Possibly a little bit, maybe.
Send an email to Cleveland's offensive line coach and be like, "Hey, when you guys play Denver, we have an idea. We've got the problem solved with Deshaun Watson. Just need you guys to take a knee."
Yeah, but and that's going to be the same. That's going to be the same thing this season with the college quarterbacks. Like, Cam Ward is going to go to a team where he's going to get fucked. Shedeur Sanders is not that good. I don't think he's going to be the prospect everybody's hyping him up to be.
I think he's all hype because of who his dad is.
Yep.
And I don't really think. I mean, look at the level of competition that Colorado is playing against.
Are you saying he's a Marvin Harrison Jr. Just like that?
Yeah.
Riding on his dad's fucking name?
Yeah, I think if you put
No.
Sanders in the Big Ten or the SEC or even the ACC for that matter, he would eat shit sandwiches. He would eat shit sandwiches daily, and but playing it out in Colorado, and I'm sorry, the level of competition is not that high.
No, it's really not.
And this is just from an armchair quarterback's perspective, compared to other conferences in college football. Yeah, he wouldn't. He would just be a backup quarterback, even at fucking Northwestern. He would probably be a backup quarterback.
That's funny.
So I think this draft class coming out with QBs,
it's lacking tremendously. It's lacking.
I'm curious to see what Cam Ward does in the NFL. I'm not going to say Cam Ward's the next coming of Jesus Christ or anything like that.
I don't think he's trash. I think given the right team that he can sit behind a starter and get that experience, pull the fuck out. Watch him be a Sam Darnold.
Yeah,
watch him be a Sam Darnold.
Wally says Ward is garbage. But I think given the right circumstances and the right team, Ward might be all right. I'm telling you, my quarterback sleeper in the draft is that kid
from Ole Miss. Yep.
Dart. What's his name? Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart.
Yeah, that's my sleeper. That's my sleeper QB coming out of this draft this year.
I'm not impressed with Milroe, not in the least.
Alabama's another one of those teams that just their quarterbacks come into the NFL, with the exception of, and I'm not even that big on the Jalen Hurts hype train either. Yeah, he's one of but last season Philadelphia won a Super Bowl because of Barkley. Let's be honest. You take Barkley out of that equation, and Philadelphia don't even sniff the Super Bowl. And Tua, Alabama's another one. They just don't, in my opinion. I mean, name one Alabama quarterback that's really done anything outside of Jalen Hurts.
I mean, Tua had a little bit of promise, but he's playing for the fucking Dolphins. I mean, what do you expect?
Well, that and his brain has been, huh?
That's what I'm saying. Like, he plays for the Dolphins. You can't expect much out of that.
Not only that, but his brain's also been scrambled
while playing for the Dolphins.
Yeah, I don't think Tua knows where he is or what year it is anymore at this point in time.
You know who's produced the biggest bust quarterbacks though? The ACC. Mac Jones.
Talking to you, Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson, like Trevor Lawrence. Like, look at your ultimate hyped up quarterbacks that have failed miserably.
Yeah.
The ACC, I think, holds the candle on that one.
So Wally says this is a running back draft class.
I don't know. I think it's a defensive draft class, honestly. I think it's a big time defense class.
7 running backs to watch with Ashton Genty, which obviously that kid is a monster out of Boise State.
Yeah, but he was nothing in the playoff game. He got nothing running in the playoff game.
Yeah.
So is he that good? He's at Boise State. He's another Colorado. They don't play anybody.
Yeah, but I mean, that's to say, well, I mean, you seen what Michigan did against Alabama, and Alabama was supposed to. Why is Alabama not in the playoffs? They're the best team on the college football.
But what I'm saying is,
all over them. So
Boise State is another Colorado. They don't fucking play anybody.
So
this kid is the fucking second coming of Jesus in a running back. I watched him play in his fucking playoff game. He couldn't get anything going. He had not one single breakout fucking play in that game. I know, because I bet money on him. And he cost me money.
Thing with him is you guys are saying, the competition, if they were, like you guys were saying earlier, were Sanders, if he was in the Big Ten, SEC, everything else, these guys wouldn't be what they are.
They wouldn't be a conversation piece at all.
So they have an article that just came out and it said seven running backs to watch going into the NFL draft. They've got Ashton Genty listed. Genty.
Yep.
They've got the kid out of North Carolina, Amarian Hampton.
Yeah, he was a sleeper at the combine. Everybody was talking about out of the tailback.
Yeah. Seen him I didn't really get to see him play a lot, but that's one of the things was he was a sleeper. They got Trayvon Henderson out of Ohio State. And then they've got
Trayvon had a way better year than Genty did against a lot of teams.
Then they've also got Judkins out of Ohio State.
Another one had a way better year than Genty did against a lot harder teams.
Yep.
They've got Dylan Sampson out of Tennessee.
SEC team playing the tough conference. Yeah. I mean, he had a phenomenal year for what he was dealt with.
And they've got Caleb Johnson, and they're saying that he's a bit of a wild card because of his Todd Gurley style of play. But he's out of Iowa. But one of the big name on here, and again, we can, and I agree with you guys 100%. The level of competition, the conference, and stuff like that. But Cam Skedebo, his story.
His story is one thing. His abilities are another. You can't check. You can't say the story about nothing. What's going to make Cam Skedebo so versatile is his versatility on the field. He can punt, pass, catch, everything.
Yeah, no, he's a baller. Like, this is a guy that I want to see what happens when he gets into the NFL.
He is a muscular, shorter Cordell Stewart, is what he is.
Oh yeah.
But in the offseason last year, coming into last season, in that offseason, he fucking got married to a gym and just turned into a brick shit house.
Just swelled, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Did you see some kid on the team's got a lawsuit against him?
What? Seriously?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Some kid is suing him for some shit that happened on the college field.
Huh.
He's already got some bullshit against him.
Let's see.
But that's another kid. That's another kid who
probably butthurt. A kid that got butt hurt and everything else, and
that's exactly what it was.
He's going to be famous, so we're gonna nail him with something stupid because my mommy and daddy's crying.
Correct. If memory serves me correct, it was Cam Skedebo hurt him during practice playing too hard and cost him his shot or something to that effect.
Here it is. I just found it. Former Arizona State running back Cam Skedebo is reportedly being sued. This comes at the hands of former Sun Devils teammate for more than $300,000 in a civil complaint filed in Maricopa County Superior Court. Blah blah blah. Per the report, the suit alleged one count of negligence resulting in injury against both Skedebo and the Arizona Board of Regents, which governs the state public universities, after the NFL-bound running back allegedly jumped up and down on the back of a golf cart. Former ASU offensive lineman Matheos was riding in, and the golf cart during a 2023 Sun Devils practice, which resulted in injury to himself.
Fucking 2 years ago now, just because, like I said, because he's going to the NFL, so we're gonna try to get him for the money now. That's fucking bullshit. That was 2 years ago.
But here's the thing: it's only a civil lawsuit, so that's a plus. There's no legalities behind it.
Right, but still, that's just fucking petty shit right there, guys.
I'm not going to make the draft, and you are. So if you get signed, I want some money from you.
Yeah,
because I wasn't as good as you.
Right, that's petty bullshit, man.
But see, there was already some controversy following that kid coming out into the draft. I think he's going to go in the top 20. I think Skedebo will go in the top 20.
He'll be top 15. I think he'll be at least top 15. Honestly.
Oh yeah, he'll definitely be day one. He'll be off the board day one.
Oh yeah.
But where is his skill set going to be best utilized? And I've got an idea already, and I would hate it for him, but it could be just what they need.
Playing tight end?
Well, that or does he wind up like fucking what's his nuts there in New Orleans? Goddamn Swiss Army knife of football players. What the hell's his damn name?
Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill.
Yeah,
you just put him on the field. You just put him on the field,
and that's what I was getting at. And you know where I think he should land with the best chance for success and spotlight? The Carolina fucking Panthers.
Give Bryce Young something. Give Bryce Young some more weapons. I mean, but still though, I mean, until Bryce gets they get him an offensive line. I don't know, man. I mean, yes, I agree, Rick, with that, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know.
for Cam Scadaboo's career to skyrocket,
yeah, true.
He needs to go to the Panthers and stay healthy.
Yeah.
And then he'll prove himself by just being a big name there, and somebody will pick him up for big money.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I didn't think about that, man. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because he could come onto the scene with them.
Standout.
Because like you guys were saying, he's one of those versatile backs. You could put him damn near anywhere, even behind center, and he can ball out if he's healthy.
He can throw, he can catch, he can run. He is a shorter, muscular, white version of Cordell Stewart from the 90s.
Yeah.
And the dude has got, like, you look at the look on his face during that playoff game, bro's got dog in him.
Oh, yeah.
That dude, Panthers or, bro, put him on the fucking Raiders playing with Max Crosby and watch that dude just be a fucking monster.
My thing that's because Pete Carroll would would love him as a weapon out there with the Raiders, dude.
Marshawn Lynch was there.
Yeah.
He just didn't utilize him the right time in that one play. But
one play cost him a Super Bowl.
That one play is what Pete Carroll is most remembered for. Never mind the fact that he had stellar season after season after season with Seattle. That one play makes his legacy a fucking flop.
Yep. Mm-hmm. All because and leading up to that one play, let's feed Marshawn the rock, and then we get down there. Let's throw the ball,
field, and then let's fuck it all up.
You got one of the best. You got one of the best running backs in the league at that time.
Yeah,
you're on the 1 yard line, and you're like,
we're gonna throw
it. That would be like. Oh wait, who else just did that? Oh, Baltimore did that with fucking Derrick Henry, and then the pass to Picard or whatever his name is. The same fucking thing. They Pete Carrolled the fuck out of that.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
But I mean, still, Pete Carroll's never going to let it down because it happened on the grandest stage of them all, though. That's the only shitty part.
Baltimore was trying to get there, and they fucked it right up.
Yeah,
I know, but still, it's just it would happen during the Super Bowl is the thing. That's the bad part. I mean, I get getting there, but during the Super Bowl.
Not just during. It was the game-winning drive in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was the game.
Like, that was it.
Yeah.
Way to fuck your own legacy, stupid.
But back to the draft. There's actually, I was reading an article a couple days ago. One of Tennessee's, their stud right tackle, they're talking he's a top 20 project for the draft coming up. And I guess he's one of the best linemen in the country that everybody's been sleeping on. I was reading the article from the combine that he did. So, I mean, we'll see what happens with this draft. But yeah, this draft, it's more of a running back draft class than it is anything else here in the last few years.
I don't know. There's a lot of defense coming too.
Yeah,
There's
true.
been a lot of defense from the Big Ten this season coming out. Iowa's producing. Fucking Michigan's producing. Like, there's some big time defensive players.
Hell, Illinois has even got a couple defensive players there was possible talks, top 25, top 30 guys in the draft this year. I mean, you're right, Rick. The Big Ten is stacked. What's funny is, speaking of that, the SEC this year, their defensive guys, some of their stars aren't even mentioned in like the top 30 from some of these big schools.
I've been saying this for years. The Big Ten is known for in-your-face, smash-mouth, low-scoring football. The SEC is known for highlight reel passes down the field, high-scoring, fast-paced football. So you get a lot of your offensive weapons from the SEC and your defensive weapons from the Big Ten.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, there is one player that I'm watching, and not because I'm a Michigan fan, just in general. That I want to watch in the draft, and I'm curious to see what happens when he gets in.
I can't get that shit going.
The washer?
Yeah.
I'll look at it in a minute. And that's Loveland, tight end out of Michigan.
Yes.
Yeah,
Your tight end is the right team.
I want to see
that is going to be a fucking monster tight end.
Yeah,
I'm
will be.
curious to see where he goes and what he does in the NFL.
They're honestly sleeping on him, and they slept on him in the combine when the tight ends were going. Because I watched that combine when they did with all that, and he looked better than a lot of the guys that were, we're going to take you top 10, top 15 in the draft, and he blew them out of the water with his performance of field awareness and everything else from watching. And I mean, yeah, he may be from that team up north, but man, you can't take it out. He can fucking ball. He can play ball.
Yep, he sure can.
Yeah, no,
I don't want to kill you. Don't come over here.
I'm definitely curious to see where he goes and what happens.
Maybe he'll get lucky late in the draft, and Detroit might pick him up, and he can stay home.
No, I know. Yeah, Laporta.
Detroit doesn't need a tight end.
Yeah, no, they don't.
Sorry, Detroit doesn't need a tight end.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I forgot about Laporta. I forgot about that. Never mind.
They probably don't even have tight end written on their fucking draft card anywhere. To be honest with you,
hey, give Daniels him. He'd be a good fit at Washington.
No, who does Washington have currently?
Shit, I can't remember.
You know who's going to get him? Somebody like fucking Baltimore will get him.
Probably.
Yeah.
Or Kansas
That's
City.
what we need.
Again,
that's what we need.
A team that does not need a tight end because they've got Andrews, even if he's missing.
We'll get one of the top rated. We'll get one of the top rated tight ends coming out of the draft, and then we'll just be like, "Yeah, Lamar Jackson, give him more fucking big name weapons." Whatever.
Yeah, no shit.
Let's just all fuck the draft and let Baltimore just build a fucking dominant Super Bowl team that nobody's gonna touch.
Currently Washington has Zach Ertz.
He's old. Zach Ertz is old.
So I mean, he'd be a good fit for Daniels in that style offense because the style offense Washington runs is similar to what he's used to up there in Michigan.
You know what?
Because it was a tight end pass friendly offense too.
Let me throw this at you. Cam Scadaboo plays the tight end fullback role in Washington.
Yeah, but it'll take
as a replacement behind Zach Ertz because he's only probably got 1 year left.
That'd be ooh.
I mean, he could slide in there as a running back, but shout out to Brian Robinson Jr. last year, man. He had a pretty good season.
I'm not talking about running back as a tight end, as a dual threat tight end or running back. Give the run pass option.
Yeah, no, I definitely see that.
He's definitely proven he can catch, and we all know he can run.
Yep. It's going to just be interesting come spring training how this draft plays out for a lot of these guys, man. I want to see a lot of them succeed, but honestly, I hope Cam Ward chokes on his own fucking tongue, him and Sanders both, just because I know.
Sanders, I think will. Cam Ward, I don't think. I think Cam Ward's a decent quarterback.
Well, if he don't, my thing that sold me on him is he's like Marvin Harrison Jr. Other than the riding daddy's coattail, his cocky arrogance. And when he left his team standing in the middle of a fucking game and pulled himself out because he declared for the draft, I lost respect for him. From like 4 or 5 games I watched all season of him, he looked phenomenal. That one game was the deal breaker for me. Just me personally.
Yeah.
You're going to leave your team hanging like that in an important game. You can fuck off. I don't care if you're a superstar or not. You don't do that shit.
But unfortunately, we're seeing more and more and more of that in college football these days. Yeah. These guys, they either
NIL deals
for the draft. Yeah, they're either declaring for the draft or they enter the transfer. They're going to enter the transfer portal, and then at the end of the season, they're just like, yeah. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, but they're not going to be able to do that soon because of the NIL money. They're going to have to play it out. NIL money is going to make sure they have to play those games out.
Yeah, because they're making that, and they were talking the NIL deals. They're reconstructing it where you sign a contract, you have to play a minimum of 2 years with the team you signed with or that you're playing with. When you sign that deal, you can't just 1 year and then jump to another team. They're actually talking to making it where it's a minimum of 2 years you have to stay after you sign the deal. They've been talking about that. Just so they can quit the transfer portal jumping year after 1 year. Oh, I'm going to go to this team. I'm going to go to that team. I'm going to do this.
Those NIL deals are going to make it so these guys have to play out their bowl games. In
Oh,
the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah, especially the money they're making, and they're not even in the fucking pros, and they're making more than some of the average NFL players just from NIL deals.
Yep.
Well, I mean, look what fucking Arch Manning, that goofy bastard, hadn't even seen Texas Stadium, hadn't even seen the field in Texas, and got like a $18 million NIL.
And then he came out this year behind Quinn Ewers, and he wasn't anything to write home about.
Yeah,
no, exactly. Just had that goddamn Manning name.
Yep.
Isn't that amazing? Manning, Harrison, Sanders, keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say the list can keep going. Oh, and speaking of college, I don't know if you guys brought it up. Did you see Eddie George got the Bowling Green job?
No, I didn't.
Oh, is that the one that I sent you?
Yep. Yeah, he is now officially the head coach of Bowling Green University. So.
Oh boy. really fucking coming a long way, huh?
Yeah.
He's moving up in the he's moving up in the college world as a coach. He's making a name for himself. Now
he's officially D1.
Yeah, I mean, don't necessarily sleep on Bowling Green.
I am sleeping on them.
They're not making the college playoffs anytime
No.
soon or anything like it. But
don't make that MAC division. That MAC conference is going to be tough now. If he gets his team to work the way he needs it to, they're going to be contenders at least in the MAC conference.
I am sleeping on them. Fuck that.
They're not a terrible team in the MAC. Let's see here. Wow.
The Gators eliminated UConn. Just so we're
I just seen that.
Did they really?
Yep. By 2 points.
Hey, did Michigan end up winning yet, or they play later today, Glick?
Who cares?
They played last night. I was watching that last night right before we started the show. They actually won. It was a close game, and in the final 5 minutes, man, Michigan went on a fucking tear, and I think they won by 10 or 11 points, something like that. So they move on to the Sweet 16, baby.
I can't believe St. John's got knocked off.
I can.
Bye-bye, St. John's. Bye-bye.
So how fucking awesome would it be if Arkansas and John Calipari end up playing Kentucky?
Ooh, that would be sick.
That would be because he already went back. He already went back for a game against them this season in the regular season. Yep. How fucking slick would it be? Because he's still in it.
Yeah, that would be sick for him to go back and actually whip up on Kentucky, to be honest with you.
I'm actually about to kick the next game on my TV right now that starts in 3 minutes because it is Duke against Baylor.
Baylor's going to die.
Do not sleep on Baylor.
Come on, Baylor.
you got coming up today, you've got Ole Miss and Iowa State, New Mexico and Michigan State. Florida just beat UConn. You've got Colorado and Maryland coming up today.
St. Mary's in Alabama.
Yeah, Duke and Baylor, Oregon and Arizona, St. Mary's in Alabama.
Don't sleep on that St. Mary's team. That team looks pretty damn good.
Bro, I never sleep on any of these fucking teams. Because it's annoying as fuck.
Yeah. And then you've got Illinois and Kentucky. Shout out to the Big Ten for being represented like a motherfucker in the March Madness tournament.
Let's address the fact that March Madness is the only time schools you've never fucking heard of have tremendous success. Creighton, St. Mary's, Baylor, shit like that.
St. John. Right now you have the Sweet 16, the teams that have made it. You got Houston will be playing Purdue. Tennessee will be taking on the winner of Illinois and Kentucky. And then you've got in the East, whoever wins between Duke and Baylor will go against the winner of Oregon and Arizona. BYU is looking to potentially play Alabama or St. Mary's.
My sister-in-law right now.
Whoever wins between Maryland and Colorado State will go on to play Florida. You got Arkansas and Texas Tech that are going to be matching up. And then you have Auburn, number 1 Auburn versus number 5 Michigan coming up on the 28th. And then you've got the winner of the Ole Miss, Iowa State will take on the winner of Michigan State and New Mexico. How great would that be if Michigan and Michigan State both pop into the Elite Eight and then they'll play each other in the Elite Eight? It'll be a little rematch.
That'll be interesting. I don't think Michigan State's going to get by New Mexico, though.
I mean, outside of the choke that Michigan State had in the Big Ten Conference championship, the Big Ten tournament, Michigan State's been pretty damn good all season.
It's March Madness. Tom Izzo, you cannot sleep on him. That Michigan State program, when it comes to the tournament time, they either kick it up a notch or they choke big time, but usually it's the kick it up a notch and it takes them to the Elite Eight or the Final Four, just depending on their way they fall.
Can you read that text message I'm about to send?
Let's go, Baylor.
That is about to spark controversy and probably get me banned from my brother's house for at least a year.
Oh, well, let's go, Baylor.
It happens. What are you going to do?
What the fuck is going on here? Why can I not get this goddamn game?
But you're right, Rick. This time of the year for basketball, it's the year
I got
no name schools.
really?
No name schools becoming elite.
The response I got was, "Really?" You
That's
heard
funny.
it. I said it. Ain't no shame in my game. I don't even think I can watch the fucking game.
I just paid for 3,000 on race 2.
Oh, did we wind up winning? Nice.
Oh,
You got one spin for 3,000 points?
I got 555 on a times 20.
Damn.
Did it make any money?
The
important part is, did it make any money?
No, she's playing Monopoly. We play Monopoly.
Oh.
What does it say? Black handle
did
or
it make
yellow
any
handle,
money?
blackhead for
Rick's like, make money.
That's where it's at, bro. Like, no lie.
Oh, and we're talking college tournaments this weekend. The largest upset in NCAA wrestling history happened last night.
Oh my God, I watched it. The Oklahoma State match?
Yes.
Bro, that kid was losing his fucking mind.
Hold on. What was the upset?
Oklahoma
Gable
State
Stevenson, defending gold medalist, got upset last night in the heavyweight division of the NCAA tournaments, man. He got fucking schooled in the last 30 seconds.
That Oklahoma State kid smacked. He's from Minnesota, right? The other kid?
Yeah.
He was a gold. Dude, smacked the fuck out of him on that mat. I watched it. That was so awesome.
And then the ending was even sweeter when he went over. Couldn't believe Trump was there, and then Trump gave him a big,
shook his hand, got him a
gave
hug
him big hug. Oh yeah, dude, I ended up watching the replay at 4:00 this morning because I was on the show last night, and when I was jumping up and down at 4:00 this morning when he beat Stevenson. I am glad they actually put that as the last match of the weekend, man. That was exciting.
I was flipping around on my fucking ESPN because one of the hockey games I was watching had gone off the air. So I was just flipping around and fucking managed to catch that match. And I was fuck yeah.
That was fucking amazing.
I love watching shit like that.
Andy's even active in the Air Force on top of that while going to school.
Yep. They wrapped him in the American flag, and that kid was on his knees in tears.
Yeah. Dude, that
win.
That was me personally watching wrestling and following college wrestling. That was almost as big as second behind Kyle Snyder being 19 years old winning the gold medal. That right there is number 2 on my list for college wrestling. I mean, that was just the shit.
So I grew up. I wrestled all through high school. So why is this fucking game not available? This is the dumbest shit.
Because it's the networks. You can take the networks.
CBS has the game not fucking available. It's so stupid.
That's
Baylor
retarded.
game?
Yes, bro. I cannot fucking get it on my TV right now. It is so annoying.
That's bullshit. And that's a big game
got
too.
I've got Paramount Plus. It won't come in on Paramount Plus.
Like
That's
I say, all the games have been on CBS, TNT, TBS. Like every year, man. They have them on, and then ESPN, I believe.
And True TV.
Damn.
I'm chasing this fucking game right now. It's fucking locked again. What the fuck, man?
That's weird. But yeah, that was awesome to highlight off that weekend of NCAA tournaments, man. I mean, so
yeah, that was my old so I wrestled all through high school until I fucked myself up pretty bad. My old superintendent, Dr. Gear, when he retired, he moved down to North Carolina, and his sons wrestled all through school, all through college. He actually went up to go to the tournament last night.
nice.
So he was up there watching it.
He got to watch history be made.
Oh yeah. He was probably the best superintendent. He's the only time you can find a man in a suit and tie in high school and pull his suit jacket over his head and act like you're beating the shit out of him hockey style.
Nice. Hell yeah, that's kind of superintendent you want.
Well, so being where I grew up, we were all giant Buffalo Sabres fans. And I had a Matt Barnaby jersey, and my buddy Gary had a Rob Ray jersey.
Another rocket
and
for us.
we wore jerseys to school.
Just got it out of the.
This is when the Sabres were fucking known for their shit.
Yeah.
And the old superintendent was a big Sabres fan too. So we'd see each other down the hall, and I would throw my books down, and he would throw whatever he had down, and we would go at each other like we were gonna fight.
That's fucking cool.
If he would catch me not paying attention, next thing I know, I'm catching a full force body check into the lockers by the superintendent.
So you should have another one.
Nice. Yeah, and then of course here coming up in what 2 or 3 weeks, NHL playoffs start up here soon too.
Dude,
Speaking of
game, I can't get this fucking game.
Speaking of hockey, and well, the playoffs are right around the corner. Fucking Blue Jackets, man. Talk about shooting themselves right in the goddamn face. We have lost the last 6 games in a row.
Yeah, and we had the number 1 wild card spot too.
Yeah, completely out of the wild card spot now. But there's still a lot of games left. I mean, they could make it back up potentially, but not the way they're playing. However,
I'll tell you, team that not to sleep on right now, making this wild card push. As much as I can't stand them, the fucking Red Wings, man.
Yeah. Speaking of hockey. Rick, I know you're going to love this, so I got to let you know. I got to keep you updated. Your boy, Ovi, I know you're a huge fan.
How many goals away?
He is now 7 goals away from breaking Gretzky's record.
Would somebody break his fucking leg already? Jesus Christ.
In other hockey news related to your Buffalo Sabres, as if the season couldn't get any worse for Buffalo in hockey.
What happened now?
The other night, they were playing the Utah Hockey Club, and they were already
fucking loud.
It was the score. The score was what was it, 2-3? It was coming down in the third period, 2-2, something like that, and the Sabres went empty net to get an extra player on the ice.
Shut up, Glick.
Well, when you leave your net open and you got dummies on your hockey team, they scored against themselves.
Fucking
no, seriously?
Yeah. Utah went on to win the game 5-2.
I fucking hate you.
Oh my god, dude!
I fucking hate you.
the Buffalo Sabres scored on themselves. Who was it?
Suck my balls.
Yeah, with the NHL leading playoff drought extending to another season, things seem to only be getting worse for the Sabres as the season winds to a close. In a recent contest against the Utah Hockey Club, the Sabres committed one of the worst errors imaginable in hockey, scoring an own goal. With the Sabres down by 1 in the final minutes of the third, the team pulled their goalie in favor of an extra attacker. The Sabres had possession of the puck in the offensive zone, but an errant pass back to the point evaded the stick of Captain Rasmus Dahlin and rocketed towards the Buffalo goal. As Dahlin attempted to hunt it down, the effort became futile as the puck crossed the goal line and extended the Utah lead to 4-2.
Oh my God, man.
You can suck my balls.
That
at least you have the Buffalo Bill.
yeah.
Which is honestly still more than Cleveland can say.
Well, we got
True.
the Cavs, so we have the Cavs and the Indians. Well, the Guardians. Sorry, the
Are they
Guardians.
any good?
The Guardians? Yeah, they've been good. They were what were they? They were in the.
They got eliminated last year during the American League Championship.
Yeah, I was going to say they were in the American League Championship. They got eliminated. The Guard. Speaking of baseball, supposedly they're already saying that, and I don't believe it, and I won't believe it until I see it. Just being a Reds fan, but they're saying the Cincinnati the Reds are a sleeper team this year.
Yeah, they've been talking about it. They've been turning up down in spring training. But the thing of it is they do that shit when they start hyping the Reds up like that, and it was just like Cleveland there when they were rebuilding after the '97 World Series. Oh, they look good. They look good during spring training, and they end up having the shittiest fucking 4 years of fucking baseball because once again, Cleveland's organization fucking everything up. Same with Cincinnati. I mean, they've had some good teams, but injuries were plaguing them. There was a couple of times we almost had a Cincinnati-Cleveland Battle of Ohio for the World Series there a few times.
Yeah, no. Yeah, like I said, I will believe that hype when I see it coming out of Cincinnati because I'm a diehard Reds fan. Love the Reds. Oh, shit. Well, I forgot that. I got to break out my Sabo jersey. I'll break that out baseball season. But dude, they kill me because they can start out red hot, man, and then the All-Star break, then they come back after the All-Star break and they just go to shit. Or vice versa. They start out cold as hell, All-Star break hits, and then they come back and they're on fire. But it's just not quite enough.
Yep, it keeps them out of making it.
Yeah. So they. But yeah, I was gonna say Cleveland has the Indians or Guardians, whatever, and they have the Cavs. Yeah, the Browns suck, but that's okay. We have two other teams that are doing pretty good.
Cleveland keep the I don't care. I'm still saying Indians. They keep dishing off some of their star players, but they've added some I think is going to be some major help in our bullpen that might push us to that next level again. But we can't just rely on Ramirez and a few of the other guys. I mean, when they got rid of Stanley, that kind of hurt the middle of our batting order. So we got to find out who's going to pick up the slack in that aspect of basically putting the ball in play and shit. Because Stanley, he was clutch with 2 outs and everything else, runners on and shit. He can move the runners. I don't think there's anybody on the team that really can do that right now. That Ramirez, he's streaky. I love the man to death, but it's just you don't know which one you're going to get every time he comes up to bat. Is he going to kill the ball or is he going to strike out or pop out? It's not one of those one of those deals. So we're going to be relying heavy on our pitching staff this year. So we'll see what happens.
No, it's out. Care to respond? We'll see. Just looking at the playoff standings in basketball, and I know that the Cavaliers have lost a few games, but they're still fucking just dominating the East.
It's going to come down to them. It's going to come down to them in Boston in the Eastern Conference Championship.
Yeah, that's what it looks like on paper, man. They're the two best teams in the East. I unfortunately out west, I think Oklahoma is just gonna skate through the Western Conference and right into the finals because Oklahoma is the best team out there, and they're smacking everybody around. I mean,
They're playing.
Houston
They're
is
playing the best behind Cleveland. They're playing the best team ball all season, and I'm talking
Yeah.
team ball, bench, starting five. Between those two teams and Boston, you can't count those three out because their bench is just as deadly as the next out of those three teams that can come off and be starting five and kick ass. I mean, it's been proven all season long with all three of those teams.
Yeah. Well, and Houston is in second place out in the West, and this is how much of an advantage that Oklahoma has on the end. Houston's in second place, and they're 12 and a half games behind Oklahoma.
Well, so they've cut it down 2 games. Last time I seen, they were down 14 games. Last time they were behind 14 games to Oklahoma. So I mean,
now Houston is on a 9-1 run in the last 10 games, but
I don't mean that.
is also on, or not Oakland. Oklahoma is also on a 9-1 run as well.
So they're getting hot right when it needs to be hot. Playoffs right around the corner.
Yeah, and Cleveland's 6-4 in their last 10 games. We got the Utah Jazz today, which is just they're an embarrassment in NBA. Well, they're not as bad as Washington, but Washington has a record of 15-55, and Utah has a record of 16-55. So,
hey, Utah and Washington are the new Cavaliers of the league. Oh,
but the Cavs are actually playing the Jazz today.
Mitchell's been the best thing that's happened to Cleveland in 5 years. I'm sorry,
dude. What Cleveland has done since LeBron went to LA is they rebuilt a team. They got real quiet. They rebuilt a team with Darius Garland, Mitchell, and then they add other players around them like Mobley. And I didn't even know Tristan Thompson was still floating around in Cleveland. I just discovered that the other day.
Yep.
But Ty Jerome and Bates, and they just built this team of solid players that go out there and they work and they come together as a unit, and they just, dude. And last season, this is the third year, I think.
Yeah.
The last 2 seasons, not including this one, they've just been a good basketball team. Last season just kind of flopped out in the playoffs, but I think this year, as long as everybody stays healthy, man, they're going to run right to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Well, like with Boston, they built around Tatum. I mean, look at what they did out there in Boston with him. I mean, he was like their only main superstar for the last couple years, and they've actually built around him out there in Boston, where they're back battling with Cleveland in the Eastern Conference as the top 2 best teams in the fucking league. They did it. They're doing it without superstars too. I mean, other than Tatum. I mean, and he's come a long way.
Yeah, and Boston's the defending, reigning current NBA champs. So.
Yeah, and they did it without superstars.
Yeah, so to say, it's funny you see teams like the Lakers and whatnot that quote unquote build a super team or whatever, and and then what are you doing though? You're not doing nothing. You're squeaking into the playoffs, and then you're getting embarrassed into the playoffs.
Lakers will make it to the second round, and that'll be it. Just because of who they're going to probably, unless they get seeded against like Houston or something, Lakers won't make it past the second round. But if they get seeded against the Rockets first round, Houston probably going to fucking sweep that series in the first round. But if the Lakers get lucky and get somebody else, they'll make it second round. But after that, they ain't going no fucking further than that in the West. I'm sorry. There's too many teams out there that'll still smack them around and everything else.
Unrelated to basketball, baseball, football, and hockey, Leon Edwards lost last night by submission. And
I seen that too today.
Yep, Sean Brady submitted him with a fucking guillotine.
They said
Edwards
too
like
in the
shit.
They said in the second round, Edwards was outstruck 45-0.
39 to nothing.
Yeah, so it ended up being 39. Yeah, that's
he did
fucking
not get a
unheard of.
single strike in the second round. He looked like absolute fucking garbage.
Probably.
But yeah, the one it was just one of the pages popped up. It was one of the fight pages I follow on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, they were saying 45-0 in the second round. I'm like, holy shit! Even 20, not even throwing a single strike in with 19 in the round is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But 39 times getting pieced up in the second round and not landing one. That's insane.
I was gonna say. I don't know anybody that was on that fight card last night. No surprise.
Edwards was the only one I really knew of. Did anybody hear from Chaka?
No, I'm gonna have to message him and see how his son did. I haven't seen anything or heard anything about that fight.
Either did I, but I was just because I kind of figured last night when Beast Mode come on and everything else too, he might have heard something. He never said nothing about it. I didn't think about messaging Chaka because I forgot he's on our WhatsApp group chat.
Yeah.
So,
in other news, and we'll wrap up the show with this. I wanted to talk about it early on, but Rick and I came in hot with NFL talk. The sports world and boxing world lost a true legend this week. George Foreman passed away the other day.
Yep.
So that was kind of out of nowhere. Man. Yeah, that was kind of out of nowhere. Came out of left field. I know everybody scattered to check the Angel of Death list.
I didn't. I just sent a message. I didn't remember hearing anybody mention his name.
Yeah,
nobody ever said him. So
Blaze hit me up. He was like, "I just checked the list. Nobody had him." I said, "Yeah, I looked at it too. I didn't think anybody did because I didn't even know that that he was sick or was having any health problems or anything else like that." But yeah, the boxing world it wasn't even that long ago. Not even that long ago. He was just on the Rogan podcast where he was talking about that Jake Paul and Tyson fight. Yeah. There we go.
I'm gonna cherish my George Foreman girl forever, even if it quits working. I'm gonna fucking frame the bitch and put it in a box, man.
Me too.
I don't even have one no more.
Now watch all that shit go off the shelf, flying off the shelves now.
I freaking love my George Foreman girl. George was the character though, man. He was a damn character. He used to crack me up when he would do interviews and post-fight interviews and everything like that. Like he was a good guy, man. And
I love looking up the history and with him and Muhammad Ali, the Rumble in the Jungle fight, and then the videos they showed of his the pre-fight videos they did with him and everything else, and even afterwards, there's footage of it out there floating around. Man, he was still cracking up, humble, but he also, he said if I ever had to do it again, I'd do it again. I mean, those Foreman and Ali had some great fucking matches. Foreman had great matches against Frazier. I mean, Foreman had a stellar fucking career as a boxer, man. He was one of my idols growing up.
And let's not forget, George Foreman had like 27 kids, all named George Foreman.
Yep. Georgia. It just went down the list.
He had Georgetta Foreman, one of his daughters. He had George Jr., George the Third, George the Fourth, George the Fifth, George the Sixth. All his kids were named George Foreman. All his boys.
That is crazy. Did you find that game yet, Rick?
No.
They have different middle names?
I don't have their middle names listed, but yeah, it's he's got daughters. Their names are Courtney, Isabella. He does have Georgetta as one of his daughters.
That is hilarious. One of the girls, Georgetta.
Yeah, but yeah,
talk about a guy who is absolutely all about himself, huh?
Literally.
George Jr. all the way up to George the Sixth, Junior, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth, and they're all George Foreman, man.
And I think actually out of his sons and his one of his daughters, they still box. I think one or two of his kids still box though. I can't remember for sure 100%.
George Foreman III is a entrepreneur, professional boxer, trainer, and coach.
Okay. I knew it was one of them. I just couldn't remember if it was one of his boys or his daughter, one of his daughters.
Yeah. Okay, don't say anything. I'm looking at his other son. I think Courtney might box as well. George Foreman named all 5 of his sons George Edward Foreman. So there you go. They all have the same middle name.
Holy shit!
Meaning he had 5 sons with that name.
Alrighty, boys. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. I'm jumping off here. I just picked my daughter up from travel ball practice. So you guys have a good rest of your week.
Later, homie.
See you guys.
What we doing, dude? The reason Foreman stated he wanted his sons to have something in common, and he chose to name them after himself, George Edward Foreman. That's why he did it. What are you doing, dude? So, yeah, their names are George Jr., George III, George IV, 5th, 6th. Yeah. He's also got 7 daughters. Homeboy's got 12 goddamn kids. Georgetta, Natalia, Leola, Frida, Micah, Isabella, and Courtney. Yeah, homeboy's got 12 fucking kids, man. Good Lord, bro.
Did I just find it? Did I just find it? Did I just get it? Did I just get it? Please tell me I just fucking got it. Got it!
Damn, it's over, but you finally got it.
No, it's still nothing.
Maybe that's why you couldn't find it. The game hadn't started yet. But anywho, what time's that damn Cavaliers game? And what channel are they on? Maybe I can.
That arena is fucking empty, bro. And they're in Raleigh
for the Baylor game.
Yeah,
3:30. Oh yeah, it comes up. What channel is it on? Oh, of course, it's on some random ass goofball fucking channel. It's on Cages.
What?
The Cavs game, the Cavs Utah is on Cages.
KGZ
network
or
is KGZZ. KG. But no. You got anything else you want to add, or
did we ever address the fact that after Pete Rose died, he finally got inducted?
Yeah, we talked about that because was it last week? Because Trump,
or was it? I think we talked about it because we were confused as to how Trump's pardon had anything to do with anything.
Yeah, dude. Like, I mean, I'm glad that he did it. I'm glad
he didn't break the law. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I don't know what Trump had to do, why he had to pardon him or whatever. Like, that didn't make a whole lot of sense. I'm glad he did it because I'm glad Pete Rose finally will get into the Hall of Fame. It just sucks that the guy literally said,
it was right after he died.
Yeah, the guy Pete Rose literally said before he died, if I ever make it into the Hall of Fame, it'll be after I die. And he's more than deserved to be in the Hall of Fame years ago.
Yeah. So, well, I'm gonna watch this basketball game, even though I know very little about basketball.
Just to aggravate your sister.
My sister-in-law, yeah, just to piss her off. So,
nice. I've got to go.
Baylor's one of those schools that you can't sleep on.
Yeah, no, not this time of year. No, I got to.
So they've been known to surprise everything.
So
you do that.
Baylor, a lot of schools come alive in March Madness. So, but with that being said, appreciate y'all listening. Appreciate y'all hanging out. We will be back next Sunday. Hopefully, our lawyer will be present.
Maybe
Derek will be back. He is, if he's allowed to leave the country.
I don't ever hold my breath on our attorney showing up. He's usually caught in some litigation.
Yeah, Derek is on vacation this week. He's down in Cabo on the beach, enjoying the sunshine. So
on Glick's dime from all the bullshit that Saturday night stemmed from him having to bail the Nonsensical Network out in court. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, basically. But he said he'll be back next week, relaxed, refreshed, and ready to go and talk some sports with us. Tune in tomorrow night. Wally will be back for Speedway Stories. I'll be back on Tuesday with Glick's House of Music. Wednesday, I'll be back again for What the Fuck News. I'll be rocking it solo. Maybe, I don't know, but I'm prepared to go solo. Thursday.
Hit me up if I'm free. I'll come on.
Thursday, Wally will be back with Cold Blooded Conversations.
You hear me, slut?
All things reptile. I didn't hear you. I will. I'll mention it to you later in the week. Friday, this Friday night is trivia night on Nonsense and Chill with Blaze. So
nice steal.
I think I will more than likely be there, depending on my 2-0 record in trivia night. I think Tony D will be popping in to compete, and I think Brian will be back as well. It is fantasy movies. I imagine I'm going to eat absolute dog shit the entire trivia because I don't watch them nerd fucking movies because
Wyatt says he'll own trivia one of these nights.
Yeah. And then Saturday we're back again with Nonsensical Nonsense. We got the Open Door Challenge. We're hanging out. We're having a good time. Tune in, check out all the shows. bio.link/Nonsensical Network. All of our links are there, including the link to Beauty and the Beard Creative Corner. Nikki does all of our swag, so to say, and she can also do personalized stuff for you, so you don't have to buy our shit. If you want to get something, hit her up, let her know what you want, and she'll give you pricing and let you know what she can do and what she can't do. Beauty and the Beard Creative Corner, that link is on our bio link. And we also have a new Patreon page. Nothing on there yet. We're still trying to figure it out, but we have one.
Are we live streaming on there yet or what?
Not yet, but we are going to be doing all exclusive content only for Patreon. Blaze and I have a couple ideas for a couple shows. One of those shows being a crossover show between Nonsense and Chill and Glick's House of Music. It's going to be a collaboration show, whatever you want to call it. And but that'll be a Patreon exclusive. It will only be on Patreon. So if you guys are interested in any of that, check us out on Patreon, Nonsensical Network. And you guys know the drill. Give us a follow, give us a like, give us a share. If you're watching the replays, make sure you drop a comment, drop a like. It'll help us in the algorithm, and it's a free way to support us and help us grow. And don't forget to ring our bell, turn our bell, hit our bell, ring our bell, do whatever. I don't know.
You don't have to ring my bell. You can just
ring my bell.
Yeah, you can ring his
bell.
Ring
my bell. Ring my bell. I don't care.
Always point the wrong way.
Yeah, Jeff did that shit all the time. He'd be like, "Oh, this guy over here," and I'm like, "Dude, who is over there, Jeff?" Like,
yeah, over here is definitely nobody over there.
Yeah, like, I'm pointing.
I forget my camera's backwards.
Yeah, I'm just so used to it. I'm like, but anywho,
I gotta go get sides prepped for the rest of my steak for dinner tonight because that's fire as fuck.
Sounds like fun. I gotta go fix a washing machine.
You have fun with that.
A lot of whack. Yeah, it's all out of whack apparently. So, but appreciate y'all listening. We'll be back next Sunday. Tune in tomorrow for Wally. With that being said, be good or be good at it.
Let's go Bears.
Let's go Buffalo Sabres.
Yeah, they're gonna go home at the end of the season. Regular season, not postseason.
We're gonna score on ourselves. At least they're getting goals in Buffalo.
Hey, I do that in Rocket League all the time. Shut up.
Nice.
We'll catch you later, bro.
We'll see you later, bro.
Later.
Nonsensical Network, different flavor every day. Movie talks, new flicks hitting the display. Microphone magic, musicians spill the praise. From reptiles to motorsports, burning rubber craze. Football clashes, touchdowns, epic plays. News spinning, catching on the latest phase. Gleaming cars, engines roaring up the pace. Street tales, urban stories we embrace. Tune in every week, diverse. Groove
rhythm immerse. Lyrics flowing, ciphers full of verse. Nonsensical network, feel the universe. Interviews buzzing, stars in the circuit. Worlds of tapestry, pieces we interpret. Hip-hop to rap, the flow never stagnant. Reptilian tales, nature's arrangement. Cars with muscle, engines with might. Motorsports roaring, speed in the night. Discussions heated, always a delight. Network of nonsense, but the vibe's just right. Tune in, wait for that beat. Flow so seamless, feeling so sweet. Urban grooves, rhythm from the street. Nonsensical network, always on repeat.